welcome to a little tomfoolery. Rob Little and Tommy Ryman, a podcast filled with laughs and gaffs, guffaws and haws, and maybe a picture of a dog. A little tomfoolery, 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 a little tomfoolery. Fools.
Good morning, good day, and good evening. Welcome to a little tomfoolery with your hosts. Today it's going to be Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. How's everyone doing? Tommy, good day to you, buddy. What do you got coming up this week?
Hey, Rob, good to be back on the podcast. This week, tonight, I'll be in River Falls, which is sold out at Johnny's Bar. I'm excited for that.
Nice.
And then I'm doing on Saturday, I have Pierce, Minnesota. I'm doing a fundraiser for a dance team. So I don't know what that's going to be like, but on Saturday, April 23rd in Pierce, Minnesota, I'm going to raise money for dance moms for their kids.
Have they seen your dancing?
I don't know. I think I have to do something, probably.
All you got to do is put on the song.
I just don't want to do it and dance, and then all of them look at their, kids, and they're like, well, they're never going to be that good.
Right. We're wasting money.
Yeah. So
this just became more of a showcase for Tommy.
Yeah, dance. And then, and of course, in a couple weeks, May 6th and 7th, my album release show at Sisyphus Brewing. Tickets are going super fast. So if you want those, I would get them this week because the 8:00 shows are going to sell out May 6th and 7th, Mother's Day weekend. Looking forward to that. And what about you, Rob? Where are you going to be this week?
This week, I just already did a couple shows. I did shows in the Villages. And not M. Night Shyamalan's The Villages, the world's largest retirement community, The Villages in Florida. Nice. And they were both great, which was awesome. And then this weekend, I'm doing a brand new comedy club in Florida called Laugh Out Lounge. And it's by a guy who I've done a couple of his gigs already. And he always seems to find really fun ones. So I heard this club is amazing. And it's only been open like a couple weeks. So
right on. Laugh Out Lounge. That'll be cool. And last week you were in Michigan, right?
Oh yeah, I already forgot about it. I don't know why. It was one of my funnest weeks. It was I was in Grand Rapids. The Bob closed. Did you ever?
No, Dr. Grins. Bob was really fun, and then that whole complex closed.
Yeah, somebody bought it out, and they're doing something different with it. But they So this local guy who I got his whole backstory completely wrong. He had a picture of his kid on his profile. So I assumed he was a kid because the kid doesn't look like a kid. It looks like it could be a young adult. But so I thought he was really young, and I thought he was like just some local comedian that was getting started there. But he just loves comedy, and he's been booking it for 7 years. And I've never heard of him until this past year.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. I thought Dr. Grins was the only show in town.
So. Well, this guy took over with a vengeance. He's got like 6 gigs around town, and they're all good.
Wow, that's great.
So we did two. I did 2 of them last weekend, and it was just like playing Dr. Grins again because same people, everybody comes out, and it was awesome. And one of them was at this place. If you can read my shirt, if you're watching on YouTube, it's
Hot Dog.
The Corner Bar. The place is known for their hot dog eating competition. They load them up though. They don't do it like the Nathan's hot dog. Like, theirs are plain, just on a bun. Whereas these guys, I mean, you can't fit anything else on these hot dogs. There's so much on them, and you have to eat 12 of them. So I took down about 23. No, I'm joking.
Really?
No, not even close. I had 2, and I was dying already. So it was a great weekend, man. I got to see a ton of friends, and I got some new antiques from Michigan, and I think that was it. Yeah. Why? What did you do?
I had a really fun weekend. I was in the Pacific Northwest. I was in Portland,
Oh yeah,
and then I was in Everett or Washington. So I went up
with
and
Kermit, right?
yeah. So flew into Portland, then drove up to Everett, Washington, which is just north of Seattle, and did the Everett Historical Theater with Kermit Appeal, and it was super duper fun. The crowd was awesome. And then the next night, I was at the Curious Comedy Theater in Portland, which was also super fun, and just had a blast hanging out there. I got to see my Bjorn was who produced the show in Portland, and my friend Bjorn RG, very funny comedian, and I
The
also
guy
saw.
from Chicago.
No, he's from Minneapolis. Is there multiple Bjorns?
Oh wait, maybe it's the same one. Blonde.
Nope, he's brown-haired, bearded man.
Oh, because there was a Bjorn that I swear I was a comic I worked with out of Chicago.
Crazy. I've never heard
Yeah.
of any other Bjorn. But yeah, we had a blast. I saw Sean Jordan out there, and my buddy Bjorn, who produced the show, he was in a bowling league. So I was there all day Sunday because I had the red eye. So I like went hiking and then watched their bowling league do a game, and they were pretty excited going into it. They're like, we're doing pretty good. We could actually take the whole thing. And then I think they went down a few this time because I think they came in too cocky, you know. But it was super fun. It's just fun to hang out at watching a bowling league. They all had matching shirts and stuff.
Have you ever been on a bowling league?
Never. I've been
Oh.
asked, and then like kind of the pandemic hit, so the bowling kind of got pushed to the side.
You
But
didn't do it as a kid?
no, I bowled as a kid, but it was never on a league. I was on like
Oh. You were obviously from a bigger city, because then if you're in a small city like we are, like where I grew up, I mean, I was on leagues probably up to my, I don't know, sophomore year, maybe almost every year.
But through the school or just through like other
Just through the
neighborhood kids and stuff?
bowling place, through the
That's
bowling
pretty
alley.
fun.
Yeah, it was
What
awesome.
did you come up with good names for your teams?
We were always the
league?
same one. We
Well-
got it every year. We were the gutter dusters.
Gutter dusters. All right, that's pretty good. I like that.
But it was good. I was big into it. I probably had about 6 different bowling balls,
Whoa, cool.
because there's like different, like you can tell by the lane. If the lane is too slick or too dry, you got to
You
have
wanna-
different, because I would throw the curve, So
Okay.
if it's really slick, you need a ball that's softer and grip the lane more. But if it's really dry, you need like a harder ball that will. I don't know. There's all kind. Man, it was crazy. I had a lot
Wow.
of hammers with the big cool ball back then. I was throwing a pink hammer. Sometimes it was definitely flashy. But
That's cool.
yeah, that was my favorite one too. It was so fun.
The hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was me and one of my best friends, and we'd either have one of his brother or his cousin or somebody. We never won. It was more about just going.
Yeah, I think the people that take it too serious, the winners, I don't know, they're probably not having any fun. They're taking it too serious. But I feel like bowling league, you gotta enjoy. But the team that I was watching, it was surprising because they play 3 games, and by the third, they had gotten a few Bloody Marys.
Yes.
And they hit all of a sudden. One of them just, I think, found that perfect level of something, because he just was going to town, and I was like, oh wow, that's where you think would be progressively worse,
Right.
but for some reason they really got into
He got
the
he started bowling better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was more relaxed or
It's one of those
started seeing
sports.
double and was hitting the other one, what he thought was the pin. But
That's pretty much what bowling, cornhole, horseshoes, those are all games you do not have to work out to be good at.
Right.
You see there, like I was playing a club in Reno one time, and I was sitting in the casino, and this guy was watching me play. It was like I was doing real good on this one machine. He was like all excited, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh, a comedian." He goes, "Yeah, I'm in the bowling." He was some bowler, but he was just like, His gut was hanging out under his shirt. Like he was not, he looked like some just random dude that, and I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, I'm ranked in the state. I was like, holy crap. Good for you, man. You want to get some nachos? Like it was just, but yeah, anyway, that's pretty funny.
They're the only professional athletes that are sponsored by like antacids and
yeah,
Tums. And...
Do you got the gout? Well, yeah, the gout.
The gout.
Dude, speaking of foot problems, my foot is killing me right now. I don't know what's going on, man.
Oh no.
That neuroma thing keeps coming back, and the doctor told me that if it gets worse, that I have to have surgery.
Oh no, that's awful.
He said it's rare. Usually the cortisone shots will help it, but I've already had like 4 of them in the last year or so. And he says you're only supposed to get 1 a year, but he's given me a few already. And they hurt. They sting so bad. Anyways, I don't need to talk about my issues, man.
It's all right. Makes me nervous about your bowling career, though.
I know
get that
that's
foot.
Whole reason I haven't joined this league.
I don't know. This is off topic, but I don't know if you see my hat, what I'm wearing.
I saw it, Liquid Death. It's
Liquid
that drink.
Death. Yeah.
Did you get a case?
I did the Omaha Funny Bone, and all of a sudden I got like 6 cases of Liquid Death. So I think I'm a sponsor. I think I'm an influencer now.
Dude, I got the exact same thing.
Did you get a bunch of them from
and a hat?
Company? Yeah, isn't that
rad? My hat looks different, but I don't. Who the hell is it? Because it didn't have a name or anything when it was shipped.
I thought Colleen's son has something to do with it. Is either one of the biz. So she has been sending them to a bunch of her comics, and a lot of comics. Some of their podcasts are sponsored. I know Steve-O's podcast is sponsored by Liquid Death, but I thought it was so cool to get the care package. And Liquid Death, the whole reason they call it Liquid Death is because
it's thirst.
No, it's death to water bottles. The death to plastic. That's why it's canned water, because they're recyclable. So they're trying to not have so much plastic.
I thought it said right on it, kills your thirst.
Yeah, this just says Liquid Death buried alive, mountain water, but murder your thirst.
Oh, there it is.
It is. It also kills you being thirsty, because then you're not thirsty. But that was cool. So when did you get your pet care package?
The last time we played.
Okay. So yeah, she must send it, because I got it after I headlined in New Year's Eve. It came a couple months later.
Yeah. I have a different hat than yours too. I like the chainsaw.
Yeah, I like this one. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you own a company and you want to send us swag, feel free. Well, I like stuff. I like it. It's fun. And it was weird that there was no card, no like why you're getting it. So then I messaged Colleen. I was like, "Is this? Are you behind this?"
No, it was Colleen.
Because they've always had that. They were the first club to always have the Liquid Death. And then I knew she was like, I don't know if her son started it or yeah, I know something to do with her son works for the company or even started it or something. I'll have to get to the bottom
sent so much. I'm like, how is he making money? I got 6. Well, I don't know how many cases, but
it is just water that they're putting in there. It's not.
Yeah, but the marketing alone in this thing and how
mine's
much
free. I just go right to the sink. I get so I've never thought about selling it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got the regular water and I got the carbonated. Did you get both kinds?
Yeah, I got like 6 cases or something.
Yeah,
so I got all bubbly lime, different flavors. Yeah, it's really good. It's really popular though. Like people are trying to find it in stores, and it's not there.
Awesome.
Because it's so good.
Man, I better quit giving mine away then, because I had so much. I was like, I'll never be able to get to all this.
It's chugging.
You don't know if water goes bad though, that seltzer kind. So I just said, is anybody else like this? My neighbors loved it.
Do you know who else likes water?
No.
Dogs.
Do we have dog of the week?
We sure do, Rob.
This is the dog of the week.
We do have a dog of the week. This dog is adorable. I'm so excited to share with you. This dog comes to us from Ken and Melissa. These are big time Fool Nation fans, Little Tomfoolery listeners. I think they first saw you, Rob Little, I'm assuming, at a show.
Mm-hmm.
But their dog is Maisie. She is 3. Buckle up. Here she is.
Buckle up.
I love this one. Driving a boat.
Oh, she's driving a boat.
Look at that. This dog loves the water. We're gonna and they sent quite a few pictures. This one's super cute. She's just on a beach ball,
relaxing
in her, her face like looking like, what are you doing here? I'm on my ball.
She's got the colors of like a panda bear. It looks like.
Yeah, kind of black and white and spots. Man, if you are just listening, go over to our YouTube. You got to see these dogs of the week. They're the cutest things ever. Last week we featured a rabbit. There's no other podcast that's going to feature that type, like different kinds of animals
for dog of the week.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. This picture right here is pretty rad.
That is awesome.
Lounging.
Explain it.
It's if you're listening, there's the dog is literally just like flopped upon the top of a chair. It looks like he looks like a rug or a blanket.
Looks like what's that famous painter that paints melting clocks and stuff?
Oh, Dali.
Yeah,
right. Salvador
looks
Dali.
like he's melting over the chair.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Oh,
and then I do have this is a really good one of on the back of the boat. They sent a ton of pictures, so
well, you don't got to do them all if it's
but they're all so good. It's hard not to share it. I'm like, oh, this one's good, but and then I'll do these last 2, but this is that must be a guy.
Yeah, that's them.
And then he's got his Bud Light, and the dog is in the life jacket. I do a whole bit about dogs wearing life jackets, so it's super funny that Maisie's got one because Olive used to have a life jacket and it has a little handle on it. And this is the final 6 hours. There's the final picture. So that must be Melissa. The other one was Ken.
Yep.
And their dog is Maisie. Yeah. So thank you so much for sending those pictures in. Maisie's super cute. Dog of the week.
Yay, that was cute.
That's the best I've ever done that segment. I was prepared. I was sharing the videos or the pictures quickly.
You killed it.
Yep.
It's that liquid death, buddy. You got
yeah.
It's bringing you the energy.
Ever since I started drinking this liquid death, it's
makes
and
me
it's
more.
Also 11 o'clock in the afternoon. But...
Right, we're not doing it super early today. Hey, Tommy, didn't your dad just have a birthday?
He did. It was yesterday because we were supposed to film the podcast yesterday, and then I forgot. So I was meeting with my father.
His birthday's on 4/20.
Run around. It's on April 20th, which is it's also that's a date that's tied to some other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I actually looked up the history of that because I was talking to a buddy yesterday, and I was like, why is it April 20th? Why did the 4/20? What does it all mean?
It's the law, isn't it? The code for the law.
That isn't what Wikipedia said.
Oh, okay. That's what I always thought.
I didn't know. What's the law?
I don't know. I thought it was like statute 420. This is blah, blah, blah. Substance is illegal. But
okay, well, maybe I
might have made that up.
I could be wrong too. But I heard it was initiated in the 70s, but it was some high school students, and it was their code to meet after school at 4:20 to get high.
Oh,
basically.
Okay. Interesting.
So they would just be walking around and go 4:20, and so the teachers didn't know what they were talking about. But yours sounds more legit.
I don't know. They both sound weird.
The person
I wonder how many actually made it to 4:20. I guess they would be on time. It would be after that they would be probably less on time for stuff.
You don't want to meet at like 6:20 a.m. and then you're gonna be late for school for sure.
Yeah, just snacks everywhere and like a trail of chips.
As soon as you get there, you're like, "What time's lunch?" You know?
Yeah.
So you know who I heard that from yesterday, and this goes into a fun story. Steven Rogers, our old buddy Steven Rogers, comedian from originally from Syracuse, now in New York City. used to go on with me a lot on the road and worked with both of us a few times, right?
Yeah.
Well, I talked to him because, well, his mom also is a very prominent marijuana enjoyer, I guess.
Okay.
She has medical marijuana, but she's also partaked in it before, just like my parents did. But he looked it up because his mom had never heard of 420.
Oh, weird.
That's what we were like,
funny.
what? How have you never heard of that? And then it was calling me because he got ordained. He's doing a buddy's wedding.
Oh, okay.
And he
Nice.
wanted some tips and hints. And I just, I think I told you I did a wedding recently, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've done 3 already this year.
Wow.
And he wanted some hints. And I go, well, I tell you right off the bat, get in good with the bride's father, because that he will make sure that everybody loved whatever you said. So I told him just to make it light and make it more about your buddy and tease him a little, but not a lot, and just have fun with it. He goes, I'm so nervous. I goes, it isn't about you, dude. They're not even gonna be paying. Whatever you say is gonna work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as long as it gets the words right.
You're right. That's what I said. I goes, just get the part when you start doing their vows. That's the main part, And I go, just anything else, just make it very light. Don't like really roast the guy,
Don't you get to close out though? Like you're like, by the power in me, invested in me, I now like that's where, and then you like call it's like a He-Man thing. We're like, I just remember you got hit by lightning, and then all of a sudden we were both married, and then your shirt was off, and my father-in-law fainted. He was like, Rob Little's amazing. He's the coolest guy ever.
He's also Mr. Bill.
I don't know.
That sounded just like, did you ever see that?
Mr. Bill. Yeah. I can't do impression.
You're so good at him. What are you talking about? That actually was really good right there.
Yeah, but not of my father-in-law.
You're right. That wasn't very good of him.
No.
That would have been really funny if he sat up at the wedding and was like, hey, everybody.
Welcome to the family, Tommy. Oh, no.
Looks at his wife. We have to have another kid so Rob can marry her. Oh, my God. That's funny. Well, I forgot what I was talking about, but anyways. Oh, so Steven, and then so that trickled into Brian Regan is gonna be doing another tour. And I told him that I'd talked to his girlfriend, because Steven goes on tour with him now, and he's got a few of them coming up. And so he said, because I got Brian Regan's girlfriend's phone number. I don't know why she gave me that instead of Brian's number, but Steven said she kind of is like, she likes to be a part of everything.
Right.
Said,
sure.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool. I go, well, I asked her if we could get Brian on the podcast, and she goes, well, you got to talk to Brian. And I goes, well, yeah, I know. Give me his number then. And he says, well, I'll talk to him. He goes, I love you both, and we'll try to get him on. So hopefully Steven works his magic with him.
Cool. That'd be awesome to have Brian Regan on
Yeah.
a little tomfoolery, because Brian Regan's the ultimate fool.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was super nice, but I met him in Omaha. Brian Regan's great. I'm glad that Steve's going on tour. He also has an album coming out the same weekend I do. So I feel like that's a great well, mine comes out a couple days before, and then his is coming out on the 6th. Mine comes out May 3rd. You can pre-order it now, and then Steven Rogers. But if you have $20, buy my album and get Steven's. If you only have 10, just get my album,
right,
and then save up, get Steven's later when you have a chance. But he's super, super funny.
And that's his first. This is like your third, right?
Yeah, I'm an incredible writer. Steven is really slow going. It's only putting out his first album. So, I mean, he might not even get another one out by the time he's 80 or 90. So
I doubt it.
Because he just doesn't write.
Yeah. What was I going to say about that? Oh, so I think it's time for a little collectible corner.
Okay. But yeah, It was my dad's birthday. Shout out to my dad.
I thought you were sorry. You had something else you wanted to say about that.
No, that was it. That was because of the pot. I don't know why, but I'd also, that's how I the tangent started of 420, but I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. A full nation happy birthday.
Yeah,
That's
happy
$50
birthday, Tommy's
too.
dad.
If you want us to wish you a happy birthday, it's $75. And
Go to
we'll say it
Cameo.
on the podcast. Yep. Go to Cameo. Dude, yeah, buy our cameos. We'll do Mother's Day cameos really good if you want cameos.
Yeah, I got it. The links are always in our description for Cameo. You can go on. If you don't know what Cameo is, it's an app, and you go on it and you sign up and you tell us who you would like us to just send a birthday, a anniversary, Mother's Day, Father's Day. It doesn't matter. Whatever the occasion, we will send them a personal message and give us a bunch of information about them so we can make it very all about them. And Tommy and I do a lot of funny ones for people, and it's just a few bucks, and we get some of that.
I think. Yeah. Apple gets most of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's cool.
Collectible Corner.
Collectible Corner.
Collectibles, it's time for Collectible Corner. Collectibles, we all love collectibles.
You want to go first? Because you already got it.
Sure.
It looks like it's right there.
Mine, this is, and the theme earlier, we were talking so much about bowling. One of my favorite bowling movies, I think there's about two. And this one isn't actually a bowling movie. It just involves it. But I have an action figure. And I don't know if you've seen this movie, but The Big Lebowski, this is the dude action figure, which is such a random action figure to have. And he's also missing his bowling ball, his white Russian, and his sunglasses. I lost him. But this is one of the few action figures that I like opened up right when I got it. And in the package, it's worth like $200 now. Like it went up insane value. And I was like, what? So even this is like worth $50 just out of the package. And I also, to go into combination with that, I have the collector Big Lebowski DVD set, which comes in a bowling ball, which is super rad.
Oh, so the discs are just inside, not the actual cases. Like,
yeah. So,
oh, neat.
Big Lebowski action figure bowling ball DVD set. That's what I brought to Collectible Corner. I think I did a good job.
You did. You know what's crazy is I've seen that movie, but I couldn't tell you one scene. I forgot it was a bowling movie.
Yeah, him and John Goodman are on a bowling league. I've watched that movie so many times. It was like me and my buddies. And in college, I think that it just came out like we were at the right age. They have Lebowski Fest in Kentucky, I guess. People dressed up like white Russians, and it's dude, I love it. It's got so many quotable lines.
So I can't believe I don't remember it. I just remember thinking I was really bored watching it, but I don't remember one. Maybe
you and I don't have the same taste and stuff, so you very likely might not like the movie, or it made you bored. But I think it's funny and just weird. It's a Coen Brothers movie. I love all the Coen Brothers.
Well, the other
Coen Brothers,
yes, especially the other bowling movie. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Did they do Kingpin? No.
Yes.
Did they do Kingpin?
I don't know if they did Kingpin, but I thought it did.
That might be like the Farley brothers or something. Or like
that's who it did. The Farley brothers.
But
that one's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's got Bill Murray and what's his name from Dumb and Dumber? No, that's a classic.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, but that's more your slapstick comedy that you're all about. So
well, that one I like a lot. Yeah, but I like subtle too. I like it all. I mean, my favorite comics are the more subtle than slapstick.
Maybe I've seen
you're one of them. You're not
watch
slapstick.
A guy yeah, but if I got hit in the face with a pie, you would be like, oh.
Well, that would just be funny. Period.
I know.
All right. Here's my my comedy corner, collectible corner. I brought two things just like you. That's funny. Here's why I brought two things. I started collecting, and I think you knew this, ice cream stuff.
Yeah, ice cream.
So I found this one this past week. It's an old ad. It's a pure dairy product, but at the end, the symbol, their logo says ice cream for health.
Cool.
All ice cream used to be, they tried to sell it as a healthy alternative or just a healthy food. So then I also found, I got to back up for this one. It's a lighted, can you see it?
Your pathway to health, old dairy products, ice cream, Dairy Lane, light up grocery store sign or something. I'm assuming, or that's really cool.
bunch of these. My garage is just bright all to get out. Now, but I just thought I love these ones that have different, like, especially with that's different. You never see anything where it says, "Oh, ice cream. I'm on a diet. I better give me a gallon of ice cream."
Well, like, the only thing I think of ice cream is like you get it if you get your tonsils out or you have a sore throat. They're like, here's some ice cream. So
Yeah,
I wonder what it was an alternative to, or why they're like it's healthy and good. Like,
yeah,
it's
you're
funny that it
right.
was a health product,
Yeah,
unless you had a burning sore throat. But
yeah. Do you need some Neosporin? No, here, slap some ice cream on it.
ice cream.
Yeah, I just love that stuff. I think it's funny. And
Now with even healthier chocolate chips.
right. The dough from the cookie. Yeah, because they throw fruit in it and everything. They just, you're getting your daily dose of vitamins and minerals. Anything from a cow's teat will be the best for your kids.
Top it off with some of that Miracle Cure fudge sauce.
Sauce. That made it sound gross.
Hot fudge sauce.
That's even worse.
What do you call it when you put it on ice cream?
Syrup?
Syrup? I guess you
don't
can get
know.
syrup, or do you sometimes like, do you want hot fudge?
It was just the way you said it.
The hot fudge sauce is coming at you. It's super healthy and super good.
And now, Fools in History. This week in history, this guy's a fool because he could have made trillions of dollars, but literally made it free. Do you know who Tim Berners is? Tim Berners-Lee.
Yeah, he patented something. He gave it away for free.
Well, yeah,
It was a vaccine, right?
Nope. Something.
Oh, okay.
Something umpteen times more popular. And
I feel like you've talked about this. What was it?
I don't know, I've never talked about this guy because I looked back to make sure.
Ice cream. Was it ice cream?
He
Or
invented the internet.
I feel like you mentioned this before, but he didn't charge for it. He was just like, everybody can have this.
It was something else I mentioned about the that somebody didn't charge for. It was a vaccine. It was
internet
penicillin.
inventor. I thought Al Gore invented the internet.
He was a contributor.
Okay.
I don't know. He did say that. I remember saying something about that. That's what lost him the whole
election.
Yeah. No, Tim Berners-Lee, he invented the internet. He was working for this company and he just wanted to share information better through his company. And he came up with this, and his boss said, it's kind of vague, but it sounds exciting. Like they weren't like excited about it at all. And
Interesting.
He used one of Steve Jobs' computers to create it. But
to connect it to like another computer or send the wonder what because the first iteration, it used to be like dial up.
Well, yeah, he had
to call in.
Right. That's the service to get onto the internet.
Yeah.
But if you just were in a company, you could just do it through your local area network, which is all your databases and stuff. They connect that way. So, but to connect to the world, you had to use services.
Interesting.
That had their own networks. And but he just thought it was a good way to share information because they were sick of like having problems between people in their jobs, not having the right information. So it's just so crazy. But he could be the richest man ever if it would have, just patented it and made it so he got paid from it, but he didn't.
Yeah, and I've never heard of him till now. So
yeah.
Is he still around?
Yep.
Is he sad?
He created the W3C, it's like the World Wide Web something organization. But he basically invented the language, the HTTP and the HTML and the URLs and all that. That was all him. Isn't that amazing?
To navigate it. That is pretty wild. that he came up with that, and then I just thought like God did it because it was just there. I was like, oh, it's the internet. It's like a being. You don't
Some
even think
would
somebody
say God
came
did
up
it.
with it. Yeah, the Matrix.
They worked through him. But that guy should be ultra famous too. How are we not doing movies about this guy or anything?
I don't know. It sounds boring though. You did say a lot of coding, so I feel like the movie he'd be like tap 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 like that. Hey, I got a meeting here at the office. And then they're like, oh, that sounds that's cool, and that was it. Like
Whatever,
there needs
Tim.
more explosions. Like somebody's
Yeah.
got to try to steal it from him, and he's got to get it back.
There's got to be a love scene.
He's like,
gotta
I've
have
got a
love
set of skills. What are they? They're coding. These are my skills.
Hey, do you want your daughter back? Hey, what?
I don't have a daughter.
Online and see if I can find her.
Found her. Movie's over.
Oh, she's already posting.
Can I do a stump Rob? This are trivia facts about food. So we'll see.
Good luck stumping me.
I don't know. Some of these are hard. Okay.
Oh no.
Almonds, 50-50 chance. Are they seeds or nuts?
Oh, I feel like you want me to say seeds because that's the odd one. But I think they're just nuts, man. I'm nuts over almonds.
You are
Seeds.
stumped.
Seeds.
There are seeds, and you did lose that one, even though you said the correct answer real fast before I officially said it. But yes, almonds are considered seeds.
Really? I just started Weight Watchers, by the way, because I literally got the app up right now, and I keep almond M&Ms in my fridge because they're real good to eat cold. But I'll walk by the fridge and just grab a few and throw them in and eat them. Literally 9 almonds are like half your day's points.
Oh wow, 9 chocolate covered almonds?
Yeah, 9 M&M ones.
Yeah, well, I think if you just had 9 unsalted almonds, you'd be.
No, those
the
are good
points
for
would
you.
go
Yeah.
way down. Yeah, but when you cover anything with a bunch of chocolate, Rob, the points go up. That's how.
It's not a bunch. It's not like
Well, I mean, you can't just take a healthy food and then cover it in chocolate and be like, yeah, that's like the ice cream effect. That's why they can't say that's healthy anymore, because it's really just a bunch of sugar with cream, and they're like, "But cream's healthy for you."
that's the same thing cheese does.
Yeah, no,
Cover
anything
with-
good is gonna be high points, but that's great that you're doing that. That'll be good,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of you. And I
Yeah.
do like the idea of putting the M&Ms into the fridge to keep them cool.
That's
Even though
so good.
they're always saying like this doesn't melt in your hand, and you're like, it definitely doesn't now. I chill them.
Right.
Anyways,
Okay, sorry. So I got that right.
Dylan Stump Rob, and you got that one wrong.
Oh, okay.
They are considered seeds. Now, Spam is considered a Hawaiian treat. Do you know what state it originated in, though?
Oh man, I wish you would have said something about it being Hawaiian because I knew it was huge in Hawaii. Where it originated, I'm gonna say it's got to be a southern state. I don't know why, but I just want to say Nebraska.
Ah, close, but it is Minnesota, my home state.
Really?
Is the creator of Spam. If you go to Austin, Minnesota, there is a cool theater there and also a whole Spam museum.
Really?
So yeah, and I think I've talked about it because I've done that theater while we're on the podcast and told you that it was the home of Spam.
I don't remember that.
I'll find that podcast and see how
how
focused Rob is looking at me talking about my show, or if he was just like, I don't know. But anyways,
I don't remember hearing you talking about Spam.
But it's the Minnesota, my home state.
Oh man.
Creator
Have you
of
been to
Spam.
the museum?
I have. It is riveting.
Did you ever eat Spam growing up?
No, we were not a Spam family. So
We occasionally had it. But it was a weird can to open. It was like you were opening cat food because it had this like little thing you would peel back. Yeah, it was weird. And then the smell. But for some reason, it was really good when you cook it up.
All right.
You're like, yeah, I don't care.
Great.
Right.
Well, I'm just trying to stump. I mean, I'm so close to stumping you.
I know, but
This is not
this is for us to chat about things too.
I know.
All right.
But if you get this next one wrong, Rob, it's done.
okay.
So you have to get this right. Cranberries, what do they do when they are fresh? Do they roll better, bounce better, or stand still better?
I'm gonna say bounce.
Yes. Ah, God, you got one. You're still in the game.
I'm glad you
they
gave
bounce.
me options because I was gonna say something else.
Yeah. Well, it was gonna be weird. I came up with those. What were you gonna say if I didn't say any adjective?
You said, well, what do they help with? I was gonna say a UTI, maybe.
Oh, if they. What do they do if they're? Yeah, they bounce if they're fresh.
Yeah.
And then those are the ones. If you do have a UTI, you definitely want the bouncy ones. Eat those. Which food was the first food to be eaten in outer space?
Oh, I feel like I should know this too. I think it was like a cereal, wasn't it? Do I get a multiple choice on this or no?
I can try to give you a multiple choice.
You got to think of a couple other things before you say the right one.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say it was like Special K or something like that.
The first food eaten in space: yogurt, cheese, applesauce, or Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Incorrect. It was
Ah.
applesauce. You had convinced yourself it was a cereal. I knew you were going to get this wrong no matter what. Rob Little, you've officially been stumped.
Yep, it happens.
Oh, wow. That's right. I think it's only happened one other time.
Don't I get one more question though?
Sure.
There
Do you
was
want
five.
it
That was
about
only
French
4.
fries, carrots, or jelly beans?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say another vegetable, and I'm like, I'm gonna say French fries. What the heck? Go ahead.
French fries?
Yeah.
Were French fries created in Belgium or France?
Belgium.
You are correct, Rob Little. They are.
Yes.
Contrary, even though they are French fries, they were invented in Belgium.
Nice.
They got their name, French fries, from the French julienne cut.
Can I ask what was the jelly bean question?
The jelly bean, I didn't know how I was going to actually make that into a question because it just says jelly beans are shiny because of a shellac, which is listed as what glaze on the label. Right? That's insane.
Wow.
And
I'm glad I didn't pick that.
The word is confectioner glaze. That's what makes them
Oh.
shiny.
I think it's weird when they call them confection. Like, oh, I went to a confectionery. You went to a bakery, is where
Yeah.
you know.
But the cream in the middle of a Twinkie isn't cream, mostly vegetable shortening. These are really cool facts. The word Dorito means little golden things in Spanish. That seems fake, but
I didn't know that.
Pumpkin pie was introduced at the second Thanksgiving in 1623. Here's a fun fact. Pound cake gets its name from the fact that there was a pound of every ingredient in the original recipe. So 1 pound of this, 1 pound of that, 1 pound of that, and you got cake.
But the cake would only be 1 pound.
No, the cake would be
27
huge.
pounds.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. That was a good episode.
That was an interesting
Rob.
one. Oh, I know what we did. We haven't done fooling around.
We're fooling around. We're fooling around. Fooling around the world.
This is fooling around, where we get to learn a little bit more about Tommy. Last week's was pretty heated. This week, we're going to try to make it a little more lighthearted. Tommy, fooling around is basically we either do would you rather questions or bucket list items. And this week, I'm going to go with some would you rather.
Okay.
All right. I could do one. I'm going to do 2 of them because one of them I think you would enjoy and the other one I'm going to enjoy. So let's do the one you would enjoy first.
Okay, bring it on. What do we got?
Would you rather, if you were a superhero, which
Yeah.
we don't, it's a moot point. You're a superhero. Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Wonder Woman.
And why?
She's rad, and she knows Batman and Superman, so I probably could like be like, hey man, can I meet those guys too? And then but yeah, I don't know Captain Marvel that much. I know more about Wonder Woman, and she's got a lasso and a jet that's invisible, so we could ride that.
But okay. That's all super good points. But Captain Marvel, she is supposed to be the most powerful ever.
It's true. She's like the alien. She's the Marvel. But yeah, I like Wonder Woman just because I'm a DC fan too, and not a Marvel fan as much.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Nailed it. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go to this other one. This is the one I like. I love this. Okay. Would you rather have telekinesis, which is the ability to move things with your mind, or telepathy, which is the ability to read minds?
I would definitely want to move things. I think I'd get freaked out if I could read everybody's mind. I don't want to know what's in there because people are weird. So I definitely moving stuff around because, oh boy, just the multiple times that I've been on the couch and just looked over and the remote is like, like I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to move.
Right.
And if I could just be like, boo, and then use my brain, and then it'll come to me, and I would just mess with people like at a restaurant. I'd start making their forks fly up, and they'd be like, whoa, what's going on? Like there's so much fun stuff you could do with telekinesis, right? That's the one that moves.
That is a good one.
What would you do?
I would have picked that too, because I was gonna say I don't want to hear people's thoughts.
No.
But what if you could like talk to people that way?
That would be convenient too. So if you just wanted to like texting you, like I could, like I don't have to call. I would just go into your brain, like, Rob, what are you doing? You'd be like, I'm pooping. Like, I knew it. All right, I'll leave you alone. But
right. And then you go, oh, do you want me to hit that button for you? Because I know you got your bidet. And
I have both of them then.
Telekinesis.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had both, then I could talk to my friend and then help them use their bidet.
Oh, that was
a good one.
Those were fun ones. I mean, I got a ton of them, so we could do another one if you want to try. This is the other one I thought that sounded pretty fun. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
150 for sure.
Okay.
Just because I want to know what that'd be like. 10 minutes.
But 10 minutes, you could be like, okay, I'm going to bet on this horse. And then you could look ahead and go, okay, but 150 years, you couldn't see that. You only can see 150 years.
Yeah, I guess you could profit from 10 minutes.
You 100% could profit. Or what if you were about to get into an accident or anything?
Yeah. It's just an odd time. Like, so no matter what, I could just be like, all right, what's going to happen in 10 minutes and shoot ahead and then come back to my 10 minutes before. Because a lot of
you
times
just said you could shoot ahead. That was different question.
Well, I just mean like I would see it. So I'd be like, oh, that's going to happen. Okay. Like I'm trying to figure.
It'd be a lot of mundane things too. Like, oh, okay, so I'm still sitting on the couch.
Yeah. That's why I was like, how often do you check in with it? Because I would be like, oh, nope, I'm still alive in 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Oh, what if you all of a sudden weren't?
I know. And then I'd be like, no, I was going to be gone in 10 minutes. That'd be terrifying. And be like, I don't know what and I'd keep eating these gumballs and be like, how does it happen? Just more gumballs and be like, I don't know.
What?
I was coming up with like a funny way of dying. Like, wait, where you see it in 10 minutes and you're like, I don't know how it happened. And then you're doing something super dangerous and you're like, I'm nervous.
All right. Well, I think if you looked 150 years in the future, probably a good chance you wouldn't be seeing yourself.
No, but you would see like the world. But I'm so nervous because even when I was a kid in like the 80s, we're like, we'll probably have flying cars by 2022. Like, and it's not that much different. I mean, it is when you like look, if you were in the 80s and then came here, you'd be like, where's my boombox? You'd be like, no, it's in this Bluetooth speaker. I'm like, well, it's Bluetooth. Like it would just, there's subtle things, but there's no flying cars. People aren't wearing double ties. Like it's not like Back to the Future 2 at all.
No.
So,
no, not at all.
But it would be interesting. 150 years, there definitely could be some major changes.
I would hope so. Speaking of 150 years, I'm doing my town's 150-year celebration.
Ooh, exciting. Are you guys going to put a, what do you call that? A time capsule together? Bury that?
Oh, I hope so. I didn't even think of that. I wonder if there's one we're going to unbury.
Open up?
Yeah.
That's fun too.
That would be fun.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Great. Would you rathers?
No fights this time. That was good.
Well, the last time you were really trying to guide me towards a specific, this one you let me choose and you're like, that's good. That's interesting. Not like, what about, you kept changing.
Because it's just fun to hear what you would say or what you would do.
I just panicked though. I wanted to do the right one.
Yeah.
So, Rob, we're coming to an end. Let them know again where you're going to be this weekend.
This weekend, I'm doing Laugh Out Lounge in Winter Haven, Florida. And I think I got a day off. And then I joined 2 cruises on Norwegian.
Back-to-back cruises.
Yeah. Why? What do you got coming up?
I am at Johnny's Bar tonight, Thursday,
right.
but it is sold out. So I shouldn't even talk about it because I can't get tickets. And then I'm doing a fundraiser for a dance team in Piers, Minnesota. You can get tickets to that if you're in the Piers area. And then May 6th and 7th, my album release party at Sisyphus Brewing. Tickets are literally almost sold out. Get that. I always look for it at tommyrama.com to find out where I'll be.
Quick question. What are you going to play, like excerpts from the
At the album release party?
Yeah.
No.
What do you do for that?
I'm going to showcase some of my friends. I'm going to do some new material, and then I'll do some bits off the album. And then I'm going to encourage everybody to download the album on iTunes that night. And if they show me that they downloaded it, they'll get a free prize. And then I also will have download cards that they can buy if they want to give friends the album.
Oh, that's
and posters.
a great idea.
And yeah. And then I'm going to play a message for my mom because it's Mother's Day weekend, but she's not going to be there. So I got a lot of planned. It's kind of just like a big album release party, but it's not like a listening party or anything. It's just the weekend of that my album came out. So I'm just going to try to keep it at number 1 and bump Steven Rogers out. See if he'll bump me on that Friday.
Can I ask you, how do they pick? Because I've never worked with a company that's released any of mine. How do they pick, like, oh, we're going to release it that day?
We just pick the date because
okay.
You can literally pick any date and then it'll start. It's when it comes out on iTunes, and then it'll come out on.
But how do they know when it comes? Because I put it out on. I just you helped me say that one wasn't out there, so I did it. I don't even know if it was released on iTunes that fast.
Yeah, I think if you get all the stuff, you can set a release date. If you just submit it to them, I think it takes 3 weeks to get things going at least. So, but if you set a date and they have all the material, then they can be like, because we set a date and then they were like, okay, all right, it'll be up for pre-order 3 weeks before that is what I knew.
Oh, I didn't see that when I did it.
But I just picked it based off of like when I'll have an open weekend to do Sisyphus. So I booked that and then did the album coming out that Tuesday before. So I can kind of be like a week-long event. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how
it makes sense.
It gets picked, but that's it. So May 3rd is the official release of Party Troll. Download it multiple times. This has been another episode of A Little Tomfoolery. I want to thank you for listening or watching. If you're watching, please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Also, if you really like the podcast, you can always join our Patreon. You get a free poster, signed poster. If at different levels, you can get the whole Rob Little Tommy Ryman package of headshots and tickets to future shows. If that's something you're interested in, the full nation, you can submit to the Pet of the Week. You can find all the information on that at alittletomfoolery.com. But just want to thank you for listening. This has been another episode of A Little Tomfoolery. I'm Tommy Ryman. That's Rob Little. Bye, fools. Bye-bye.